Okay guys, I thought that I would just check in really quickly. So there isn't going to be a vlog for yesterday, and the simple reason for that is because yesterday morning woke up around, I'd say it was about 7:20, and Aurora had some kind of like seizure. I wouldn't say seizure where she was shaking, she just kind of went floppy for like maybe 3-4 seconds. So it was a little bit of a concern, obviously. So we rang the doctors, we got up obviously and went upstairs, rang the doctors, and a doctor rang us back, and then we got an emergency appointment yesterday for her to be checked over. So literally the doctor checked to make sure there was no heart murmur, to make sure all her ears were okay, to make sure like nothing was unbalanced, and that all came back pretty fine, to be honest, which we thought it would. They do say that it's quite common in kids from like early age, probably like 9 months to 2 years old, to have these kind of little seizures. But because she went so quiet and tired, she doesn't usually sleep in the day, and yesterday she had a well, we think she had another one like mid-afternoon. She just kind of went to sleep just like that, and it's not like she gets on your knee and then cuddles you and then goes to sleep. It was just on your knee and gone, like lightning basically. And then she slept for like 2 hours, and we were worried she wasn't going to go to bed that night, because, well, last night, because she'd had that afternoon sleep. But her body just must have been so exhausted. So she'd slept all night. We put her down at like 7:30, 8 o'clock, and she didn't even wake up all night. So you can imagine I was on pins, getting up like every half an hour, making sure she was okay, doing what you usually do as a parent, listening to make sure they're breathing and stuff like that. So it's been a pretty hard night last night, but it was really scary. She's had one of these episodes before, but it was about 2-3 months ago, and we put that down to her probably being poorly and her temperature being a little bit too high, because that can happen if the temperature goes too high, which we mentioned that when we took her to the hospital to be checked. So they said it was fine, it was probably just something to do with the temperature, but then it's happened again. But they're not like really concerned about it, because it's not happening like on a regular basis. It's only been twice that it's happened. There was another occasion, I think we were playing outside, and well, all I can remember was seeing her go to fall forward and me saying, "Are you okay?" So we don't know whether that was one. We don't know whether it's kind of raised a little bit unbalanced, or she'd stood up too quick. So anyway, so they're just going to monitor her. We'll probably see the doctor again in a couple of weeks. They've told me now if it happens like twice more before they make an appointment for the hospital, then to ring them back, and then they'll refer her or get her in quicker. They'll probably just send her as an emergency patient. But yeah, so it's been pretty scary. Like yesterday I was just wanting to cry all day, because I was terrified. I was watching like every 2 minutes, making sure she wasn't going to collapse or she wasn't going to lose consciousness, or it's just so stressful. And it doesn't help, does it, that we've like constantly locked in. It's been good because we've been able to get out for like the last couple of days, to go outside. Obviously we didn't yesterday because she was just so tired and just looked so weak. So the doctor was looking at epileptic fits, but because she's not had an episode that's lasted as long as you would expect an epileptic fit to last, then I think that's why they're not that worried about it at this moment in time. But we've got to keep an eye on her, just to make sure that, you know, they don't get worse or become more regular. So, but we are thinking that it might be down to the fact that she had like 4 nights where she was just, well, I'd say a whole week actually, where we were putting her to bed and she was just not sleeping. We were going to bed, she was waking up for a drink at 2:30, going back to sleep for an hour, and then getting up at like 3:30, and that was her. She was awake then all night and all the next day. So you can imagine she's not even having an afternoon sleep, so it's not even like she can catch up with the hours that she's missed. And if you work that out over a week, that's quite a lot of sleep for a baby to lose. So we're thinking, could it be down to that, where it's just like her body just wants to automatically shut down and just go to sleep. But it was just so scary because I'd got her, she got up in the night and I'd put her into our bed. I say our bed, but she doesn't sleep with us. I just get her up at like 7:30. We have a cuddle. Well, it's usually around 7, 7:30, but obviously it was around 7 o'clock when she got up yesterday. I usually have a cuddle with her, make her feel happy, because that's obviously what she wants, and then she'll have a little bit of a drink, and then she'll tell me she wants to get back into her cot. So I was just about to put her back into her cot, and the reason I knew that she'd done it, it's almost like when you take a kid to have its teeth out, and when they get put to sleep and then all of a sudden you just feel the body go like dead floppy. That was more or less what it's like. But she had hold of a doll and the doll just dropped. So you can imagine I was like shaking her, and after like 3 or 4 seconds she just came back out of it, and she was a little bit drained after that for a couple of hours, and then she seemed to go back to herself. But then obviously that happened in the afternoon, then she slept. So we went to the doctor's around 5 o'clock and had all the checks done. She said she was okay. Well, they weren't concerned, not that she was okay. They weren't concerned at that particular time. They said her heart was okay, her chest sounded alright. What else did they check? Her ears. They said that she had a little bit of wax in one ear, but it wasn't enough for them to be concerned about that. So we've just got to wait for a referral to come now for her to go and see a paediatrician at the hospital. Well, they're going to send a letter to them and see whether they want to follow it up, or whether they just want the doctors to keep an eye on her and see how things go. So I thought I'd just let you know what's been going on, and we will be back tomorrow with, well, I say a vlog, probably not a lot, because it's just been a crazy day, but there will be something. So I hope you all had an amazing day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Love you all. Bye.